And to be clear, the trick that I just played was asking you for the definition of a term.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. All right,
That's
my bad.
right.
I
That's
know that
right.
we don't like that here.
Exactly
Okay, my
right.
bad. Okay, go ahead.
That's exactly right. Because what you do is you don't define it yourself, so that you can then argue with my definition for half an hour, and so we can't have the actual debate. Now be quiet, and
I'll define my terms if you want. Well, I'm only going to be quiet. I'll define my terms if you want me to, but woke is the term you guys use.
It took me about 10 minutes to get you to define woke. I'm glad we did it. Now we can have the actual discussion.
Now you can use my definition. I'm glad I could provide
Now we
you
can
with
have
one.
the actual
Go for it.
discussion.
Okay.
Now we can have the actual discussion.
So Konstantin is actually right about this because, like we said before, all Destiny's doing, all he can do here is be pedantic and try and argue with Konstantin and pretend that he doesn't understand what Konstantin means by unprecedented and by culture and all of these really super pedantic things. And Destiny actually never does just define and articulate things himself. And whenever he does try and do that, he goes off into some sort of meth jaw, mouth breathing prattle about all sorts of different things. But the funny part there was actually that Konstantin did the good faith thing and tried to get a definition going. He genuinely sought a definition so that they could agree on that and then move on and then debate the thing that they both agreed about the definition of. And Destiny was absolutely shocked. He thought that there was definitely going to be a sleight of hand there. Because like we said before, the progressives live in the land of pretending to not understand things. And they can't understand why somebody would genuinely want to get a definition of these basic things and then move on with the debate.
It's even deeper than that, Jake. See, the reason someone like Destiny can't wrap his head around Kisin genuinely seeking a definition, or why he treats a request for clarity like it's some kind of trap, is because he's operating from a place of foundational self-deception. He's a liar. And when your entire worldview is built on denying objective reality, a clear definition feels like a cage. It forces you to actually stand somewhere, and that's the last thing Destiny wants to do. And hey, I'm speaking from experience here. Unfortunately, I was a progressive man once. I lived in that headspace, and looking back, I realized all it did was cultivate a relapsing mindset. It was the same internal loop where you're constantly policing your words and feigning ignorance just to avoid the truth. You start using language not to reveal things, but to hide them from others and from yourself. That's the trigger tactic in action. If he can just ramble enough or play dumb, he can deflect the pressure of having to give a straight answer. For my people, in the trenches of recovery, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the same logic we use to justify the dark corners of our own lives. Relativistic thinking is the ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card for the ego, but it leads to some pretty dark justifications. You guys go ahead and check out the rest of the clip. I'm going to leave the link in the description. If you're tired of the rambling and ready for some grounded truth, hit that subscribe button for Shasty Unchained. And remember, you can't find freedom until you're willing to define the terms of your life.
And give a straight answer.